俺の脳は爆発しようとしてます。I think I like it. Now, it's been a long journey, and funnily enough, the learning of 6 different languages, very different languages, has had a very weird impact on quite a few things. My sense of self, who I feel that I am, and just generally, just my brain. My brain is like, what do we do now? So, in this video, I just wanted to go over all the weird things that my brain has to go through now as a result of learning these different languages. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Ikenna Obi. 俺の名は Ikenna Obi. 我的名字是 Ikenna Obi. And I'm 22 years old. I'm from New York, and I've been teaching myself languages since I was 15 years old. I, being American, was only raised speaking English. Unfortunately, I wasn't raised bilingual, trilingual, quadlingual, pietlingual. I wasn't lucky like that, so every language that I speak that isn't English, I had to teach myself. And if you're curious what kind of languages I speak, I mean, I could tell you. You really want to know? Nah, I don't think you can handle the truth, know what I'm saying?
Hurry the f*** up and tell me what languages you speak.
Hey, Lexi, take it easy, come on. Alright, so here are the 6 languages that I can speak, and actually that leads to the first topic, or the first thing that kind of goes weird in my brain. So, number 1, probably number 1 thing that happens as a result of speaking a lot of languages is your personality will change depending on what language you're speaking. Like, for example, my Japanese, because I ended up watching a lot of anime to learn Japanese, well, not necessarily to learn Japanese, just because I wanted to. My Japanese, although 私の普通の声は、このぐらいですね。That's not the connection with the voice that I have. I have this deep voice Japanese, just big anime character living in me. And if you watch any anime, usually there's that one big character that speaks like this. それは2506年に起こる物語です。このぐらいですね。So what's the Chinese fuck? It's that Yakuza kind of I don't know why it's in me, it just is, and it's that swag that I carry when I'm speaking that Japanese, even though 私の普通の声は is this これですね。でも私の中で声優がある声優がいる。そしてまあそれは私の日本語でしたね。Moving on, I have Russian. Now Russian is very gangster just naturally because Russian people generally have no emotion on face, especially if they're from Moscow. Now, my Russian, I watched a lot of Russian shows, and a lot of them revolved around either politics or gangsters, как бригада. So when I speak Russian, even if I'm thinking in Russian, there's a coolness that comes over me. It's very, I don't know, it's very gangster-like. It's Сидите. Но я не знаю, если ты знаешь, но я ненавижу тебя. Так, уходи, пожалуйста. My Russian personality is definitely very influenced by, you know, the popular media stereotypes of what a Russian is, and also what I've seen and what I've lived. I've traveled to Russia, and it's very... Ну так, братан, что? Ну что ты хочешь, а? Ну дай мне сигарет. У вас нет? Если я найду? Russian is crazy. I cannot be held legally accountable for any of my actions when I'm thinking in Russian, okay? Just let me put that out there. Next thing is Dutch. I live in the Netherlands, I live in Netherlands, and Dutch is like, there's just an old Dutch man inside of me. In my head, when I'm switching to Dutch, I have no time for shit. Ja, jongen. Ik heb geen tijd voor, hè? Nee. Luister jongen, ik heb dit gedaan en niemand heeft me betaald. Nee, je zegt altijd ik ben aan het klagen, maar ja, hoe kan dat nou? It's just, yeah, I don't know. There's an old man, there's an old Dutch man living in me. Actually, in Chinese, I've like almost exclusively learned my Chinese from dramas. So my Chinese is very suave. It's like, 我从来没想到你是那么漂亮，但是现在呢，我决定，我喜欢你。 It's very much like that. And then my French is very inspired by French YouTubers because I watch a lot of them. So, it's like, I don't know, je suis YouTuber is very silly, which is funny because Chinese, my Chinese personality is very like, 董事长, you know, versus my French one was just like, je suis extravagant. I know. It's weird. It's very weird. So that's the first thing. Different personalities is definitely number one, and I found it very amusing and very weird at the same time, but mainly just very amusing. So another thing it does is it worsens my main language. Now, this is weird, but the less you speak your main language or your mother tongue, the worse it gets, but in a weird way. It's because you forget all those extra fancy words that kind of bolster your vocabulary and make you sound more educated and make you sound more refined because, well, you got other stuff to do. You're speaking this language, you're speaking this language. Your focus is not on English, so your English, in my case, will decline a bit. And I think another thing is, like, I've been living in Europe, and as much as I'd love to use some complicated words or some American slang, Europeans, the Dutch, and just people who speak English as a second language that didn't get raised in America, they're not going to understand everything that I say. So I have to lower my English a little bit, and you know, after years of lowering it, you get back to America and you're like, hey guys, I'm back, and everyone's like, and you're like, what? Hello? So another thing is when you get very tired and it's like 3 a.m. and you just spent the whole day working, and then you're getting a bit loopy, right? Because I think people usually get a bit loopy if they are very, very tired. My languages will start to blend into each other, and I will just switch, like in my head, maybe sometimes out loud, I will just be like, блядь, ну что это? Ну, хорошо, это... 我喜欢那个，但是你为什么？なんで? Like, it's like, it'll be really weird, especially, let me tell you, if I get drunk too, it's just gonna mix like that. Another cool thing that happens when you speak a lot of languages is learning another language actually gets very, very easy. Like for me, like normally people would be scared to learn Chinese, but Chinese was the 6th language I speak. It was the 5th one I taught myself. So I rolled up to Chinese like, hey, you're going down. Give me 1 year. That's it. You're done. And it's been a year, and my Chinese is pretty good. I understand a lot of what I hear. I have hour-long conversations with my Chinese tutor all the time, and a big part of that is when you learn a language, you learn essentially you learn the building blocks of every single language, and the more languages you learn, the easier it is to recognize those building blocks, the easier it is to construct sentences and kind of like just subconsciously identify what certain verbs mean and how they relate to the whole sentence as a whole. Like, it gets easier, it really does. And the last thing probably I'd say that is kind of weird about speaking 6 languages is the dreams. Now, I'm not gonna say that I've had a lot of like really super linguistic dreams where it's like one time I'm having a battle in China and then I'm speaking Russian, and not often, but there are, I'd say, a few times where maybe 2 or 3 different languages can be in one dream, and it's trippy. Not when you're having the dream. When you're having a dream, generally you're like, this is fine. But you wake up and you're like, bro, what did I say? How many languages was that? It's pretty cool. But anyways, that's the video. That's the video. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you're like, man, it sounds pretty fun. I wanna learn some languages. If so, book plug. I don't even know how I can go a whole video without plugging my book. Yeah, so basically, I wrote this book called Fluency Made Easy. It is a guide that I wish I could have had when I was a 15-year-old learning Japanese, which was my first language for my first time. I literally wrote it as if I was gonna give it to my younger self, someone who didn't really know how to learn a language, what programs to use, what were the best resources, how, most importantly, not to waste time, how to use TV to your advantage. So it's chock full of so many tips and so much good advice that it's gonna save you a lot of money, and you can learn a bit about my personal experiences, you know, my reasonings for learning different languages, and just my story in general, and I really feel like it will help. And so far the reviews have been amazing, so definitely go check it out. Reviews are on the website. It's fluencymadeeasy.com. Link in description. But guys, that is it. That is my experience. I'm signing off. Hopefully I put out a new video tomorrow. Subscribe is right there. And have a great day.